Welcome to Castified. Today we're diving deep into something pretty major happening over at YouTube. Specifically, these big changes coming to their monetization policies. And this is set to, well, really reshape things for content creators and honestly for anyone who watches YouTube videos. The key date here is July 15th, 2025. Mark that one down because this isn't just a small tweak. It feels more like a fundamental shift. So our mission here is to cut through all the chatter, figure out what's really going on and what it actually means for you, whether you create stuff or just watch it. Okay, let's unpack this then. Well, what's the core problem YouTube is trying to tackle here?
Yeah, it's a big one. Essentially, YouTube is trying to deal with this absolute tidal wave of low-quality content. A lot of it seems driven by AI tools now. We're talking about this huge amount of repetitive, often faceless videos. You know, stuff churned out just to try and grab ad revenue, often with very little human effort or, frankly, originality. So their stated goal is pretty clear. Clean up the platform, protect the creators who are putting in the work, and basically raise the bar for content quality for viewers like you.
Right.
And they seem really serious. There's a pretty striking statistic from our sources. Apparently, over 9.5 million videos were pulled down in just the fourth quarter of 2024.
9.5 million.
Yeah.
In 3 months. Wow.
Exactly. A lot of that was caught by automated systems looking for precisely this kind of repetitive or, inappropriate stuff. So the signal they're sending is pretty strong. Strategies like trying to monetize without showing your face or just mass-producing generic videos, they're actively trying to discourage that.
That number, 9.5 million, it really paints a picture of the scale, doesn't it?
Okay.
But, when you say low quality or repetitive, what specifically is YouTube targeting? What kind of content is actually on the chopping block come July 15th?
That's a really good question because the definitions matter here. They're focusing on two main categories for demonetization. First, what they're calling mass-produced content. Think videos made in huge batches with very little human touch, like automated slideshows maybe using synthetic voices, often based on templates, lacking any real personal input or original thought, just output.
Okay, so quantity over quality, basically.
Pretty much. And the second category is repetitive content. Now, this is about videos that reuse formats or scripts or styles without adding anything distinctively new for the viewer. It's not about, say, having a regular series format. It's more about lack of meaningful change or value addition. So examples could be reaction mashups that just splice clips together without any real commentary or analysis.
Right, just showing clips isn't enough.
Exactly. Or remixes of other people's stuff that don't really transform it in a significant way. Or even compilations with very basic editing and no added context.
So let me ask this. What if someone has like a daily news recap show? The format's the same every day, but the news is new, the analysis is human. Is that okay? That distinction seems kind of crucial.
Yes, that's precisely the point. The key is significant transformation and human input. If you're just reusing third-party material without adding your own creative layer, your analysis, your perspective, your unique take, that's what they're looking at. It goes beyond just copyright. It's about the value you add. Also, things like relying solely on auto-generated voices or subtitles without adding your own commentary or context. That's going to be an issue for monetization.
Okay.
Publishing the exact same type of video over and over with no real variation or innovation is out. And so our videos just superficially tweaked, changing colors, cropping, filters, just to make them look new without adding any real substance. And the consequence here is serious. Channels doing this risk getting kicked out of the YouTube partner program, the YPP.
So it's not an outright ban on using AI tools then?
No, exactly. YouTube has been clear. AI tools themselves are not prohibited. The issue is how they're used. As long as the creator adds meaningful human value analysis, interpretation, customization, their own voice, then using AI is fine. It's about the human behind the tool.
Got it. So it demands more creativity, more effort. Okay, so if that stuff is out, what kind of content does YouTube want to see? What does this original and authentic standard actually look like in practice? What should creators be aiming for?
Right, the positive side. They want to reward stuff that really shows human creativity. So think educational videos with unique explanations, original research, or tutorials that actually teach something valuable and new. Also, innovative entertainment things like original comedy sketches, short films, engaging vlogs where you connect with the person, or, creative analysis videos that offer a distinct perspective.
Things with a real voice behind them.
Precisely. Content that features the creator's own voice and style in the narration, the editing. Avoiding that total reliance on robotic narrators or purely automated processes. You need to feel the person behind it. Now, the basic YPP rules still apply. You still need the 1,000 subscribers and either 4,000 watch hours in the last year or 10 million shorts views in the last 90 days.
Right, the baseline is still there.
Yes, but starting July 15th, the review process for getting into or staying in YPP is going to get much tougher. If a channel looks repetitive, mass-produced, or just inauthentic during that review, they'll likely get rejected or removed if they're already in. It really underscores this push for quality.
Definitely sounds like the easy ride, if there ever was one, is over. The whole churn and burn approach seems dead. But here's something interesting I've heard about, maybe a bit surprising. Even if your channel isn't monetized yet, you might still see something labeled earnings pop up in certain third-party tools. What is that all about? Seems odd.
Yes, it's a really fascinating and often misunderstood point. A lot of creators, especially smaller ones not yet in YPP, might use external analytics tools like the YT tools mentioned in our source material and see a dollar figure, an earnings amount, tied to their channel. We saw an example in the sources. A channel, tiny really, 350 subscribers, about 148 videos showing $276 in these so-called earnings.
Wait, hold on. $276 with only 350 subs? That sounds amazing for a small creator. How does that work?
It sounds great, right? But here's the catch, and it's a big one. If your channel is not officially monetized through YPP, then 100%, all of it of the revenue generated from ads shown on your videos goes directly to YouTube.
100%. So the creator gets nothing.
Nothing. Zero. Compare that to a monetized channel where the creator typically gets 55% of that ad revenue. So what's really interesting, or maybe concerning depending on your view, is that YouTube can and does run ads on basically any video, keeping all the money if the channel isn't in the partner program. They profit from your content even if you don't meet their criteria to profit yourself.
Wow, okay, that's definitely something creators need to be aware of. It changes the perception a bit, doesn't it? So speaking of revenue then, and moving beyond just those traditional ads, YouTube has been pushing creators towards diversifying how they make money for a while now. What's becoming more important on that front? What avenues should creators be exploring, especially with these policy shifts?
Absolutely. Diversification is moving from nice to have to pretty much essential for stability. One area is Shorts monetization, which is getting fully integrated from 2025. Now, the RPM, that's revenue per mil or per thousand views for Shorts, did go up in 2024, which is good.
Yeah.
But generally, the revenue potential is still lower than for longer videos. Still, it's another stream, and it's based more on engagement, not just ads, so it's growing. Then there are the enhanced channel memberships. YouTube's letting creators offer multiple tiers now, with different price points and exclusive perks for each level.
Like tiered subscriptions, basically.
Exactly. We saw an example of an educational creator who boosted their revenue by 20% just by setting up these multiple tiers. It lets you build a stronger community with your most dedicated fans. There are also newer tools like creator sponsorships being rolled out, designed to help creators manage brand deals directly within YouTube itself, potentially simplifying that whole process.
Making sponsorships easier to handle.
And then, crucially, there are the direct income streams things outside YouTube's direct ad system. We're talking merchandise sales, using platforms like Patreon for exclusive content or early access, offering premium courses or downloads. Think about a tech reviewer launching their own branded accessories, like our source mentioned, or a lifestyle vlogger building a Patreon community. One example hit over 1,000 patrons in a year, providing a really solid, predictable monthly income.
So moving beyond just relying on YouTube ads.
Precisely. Because if you connect this back to the policy changes, relying only on ad revenue becomes riskier if the rules tighten or ad rates fluctuate. Diversifying gives creators more control and resilience.
That makes a lot of sense. It sounds like a whole business strategy, not just making videos. Which leads to the big question. What does this all mean for creators trying to make a living here? The bar feels higher, the rules stricter. It sounds challenging. What practical steps can creators actually take right now to adapt and, hopefully thrive in this new YouTube environment?
It definitely is more challenging, no doubt about it. The eligibility requirements are tougher, and there's this clear need to invest more in quality and making sure you're compliant. But there are definitely strategies to succeed. First off, focusing on a niche. Building a really dedicated, engaged audience around a specific topic helps you stand out massively.
Find your tribe, essentially.
Exactly. Second, collaborations. Teaming up with other creators is huge for exposure and growth. Our source mentioned a cooking channel doing a joint challenge boosted views for everyone involved. Third, Smart marketing. You have to understand your audience. Use YouTube Analytics.
Yeah.
Talk to your viewers, comments, polls, live streams. Build that loyalty.
Community is key, again.
It really is. And alongside that, the basics still matter. SEO, optimizing titles, descriptions, tags. Good keywords are vital. And don't underestimate eye-catching thumbnails for getting that click. Data analysis is non-negotiable now. Monitor your watch time, click-through rates, engagement. Where do people drop off? Like the DIY creator example, they analyzed drop-off points, adjusted their content, and saw a 35% viewership increase. That's using data smartly.
So being willing to change based on what the numbers say.
Absolutely. And adapting to trends. Keep an eye on Google Trends, YouTube's trending section. Be willing to experiment, like that beauty influencer who jumped on Shorts and saw a big subscriber bump. And finally, copyright awareness. Understand fair use. Use licensed music or create your own stuff. Getting copyright strikes is a fast way to undermine everything. It really raises the question, doesn't it? In this super competitive space, how much more critical is it now for creators to be agile, data-driven, and just constantly learning?
It feels like the answer is extremely critical. That's a lot for creators to take on board, but very practical advice. So, boiling it all down, what's the big picture here? YouTube is clearly drawing a line in the sand about what it considers valuable content. It's putting the responsibility squarely on creators to bring real, human-driven value. The move away from mass-produced, repetitive stuff is clear. Originality is king. And diversifying income, well, it's not just a good idea anymore. It sounds absolutely necessary.
That sums it up well. This evolution really seems to strengthen the hand of creators who are genuinely creative and engaged, perhaps over purely automated approaches. And maybe a final thought for you listening. What stands out to you is, how do you think the shift will actually influence online creativity itself? What will we as viewers come to expect from digital content in the next few years because of these changes? Something to think about. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive today.